Good morning, YouTube. This is the Kia King here, and today I bring to you a very special car because we have finally gotten our first EV6 GT here at City Kia of Orlando. This one is finished in matte steel gray. It's got a lot of condensation on it because, you know, humidity here in Florida. But today I'm going to go through this car with you guys, and I'm going to show you all the performance things that are related to it. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's talk about the front end design here, okay? So a lot of people are already familiar with the EV6 at this point. It's been out for a little over a year, but the GT model adds a little bit more flair to it, okay? Everything in the front is functional. So the middle area here, the lower grille fascia has active shutters to not to release drag, but to reduce drag when you're driving at higher speeds. You've got these functional air dams here that'll actually go through the front bumper and actually help cool the brakes, but it also helps with aerodynamics. Up front, you do have a full LED headlight unit, reflector housings here. You've got your running lights on the top and bottom portion of the actual headlight, and then it will also double as your indicator as well. The GT is based off of a GT line as far as equipment is concerned. So this one's gonna have a surround view camera, as you can see the front camera there in the kind of tiny little tiger nose grille there. Also, you're gonna notice you have your radar cruise control kind of brick there, and then you do have front parking sensors in addition to rear parking sensors. So overall, it's a fantastic design. It looks really aggressive, looks really, really mean, and I'm kind of curious of what you guys think, so let me know. You can't talk EV6 GT without talking about this wheel, tire, and brake setup. So these brakes, they're 4-piston calipers in the front, and they are quite beefy. So far, if I'm not mistaken, the largest rotor in our lineup is on the Stinger at 13.8 inches in diameter. This one has a 15-inch diameter rotor on this car. I mean, let's just be honest, it's a heavy EV model with a ton of power. Mind you, I'm gonna go over power in a little bit. So you need brake force, and this thing brings it. So overall, you do have a 21-inch wheel wrapped in Eagle F1 summer tires here. So you're not going to suffer on grip, you're not going to suffer on braking power. This thing's going to have it all for you guys. So overall, the design of the wheel is absolutely fantastic. I love this design. You've got the machined part for the main face of the wheel, but the inserts are all painted black. It's just a really aggressive and really sporty design. And again, I'm really happy that we have this matte steel gray colored car as our first one. So really neat. Let me know what you guys think. In the back of the EV6 GT, there's nothing too inherently different from other trims of EV6s. I will say the lower fascia here is a little bit different. You've got this gloss black painted insert here. You do have your reflectors down here, and of course you do have the full LED light bar that goes across the whole back of the vehicle. Now, other small things are the fact that you're going to get the GT badge on the back here, and you do have this kind of darker chrome trim that you also find on a GT line, so they carry those things over. Like I said earlier, you do have your rear parking sensors. Of course, you get your backup camera there, and you do have a power liftgate on this thing. And yes, a liftgate, because this is technically an SUV, for those who didn't know. In the back, you've got a functional spoiler, and a lot of people wondering why they didn't put an actual rear wiper on it. From what I've heard through the grapevine, take this with a grain of salt, but because the air gets pushed under the spoiler, it actually pushes all the water away from the window as well. So you never know what Kia is going to bring to you. I mean, it's crazy the things that they do here. So let me know what you guys think of the rear design. Back of the EV6, you can see there's nothing inherently different from this one versus any other trim level. You still have the levers on the side to actually bring down the 60-40 split seats if you want. And then you can see tons of cargo room here. And then if you actually pull this up, you got a little space here for a tire mobility kit, but that's really it, because they honestly maximize the interior passenger volume space versus some of the under storage space here in the EV6. So I'm actually standing behind the camera because I want to show you guys the auto unlock feature with the door handles. A lot of cars have this, but the EV6 did implement this, and the door handles are currently flush. But watch what happens when I actually walk up to the car. The key fob is actually on a carabiner that's attached to my hip. So watch what happens here. So I simply walk up to the car, and it's automatically going to undo the handles, and you can see I just pull and it opens right up. And it's cool because if you guys see this indentation here, what you can do is you can gently press on it and it locks the car right back. You see the mirrors power fold in, and you can walk away. So it's a really, really nice thing to have within the car. Obviously, it didn't go out of range from the key fob in the car, so it's gonna keep it locked, but I can simply just press on that button again, unlocks it, and I can get inside my EV6. Let's check out the interior of the EV6 GT. So going into the EV6 GT, you're gonna notice you have the new GT button there, which is pretty much a track mode per se of this new car. It'll take off traction control and things like that, pretty much sharpens throttle response and gives you the best performance possible. You can see the panoramic display here, and let's talk about these seats. So they are manual seats, but they are incredibly heavily bolstered here. You got GT embossed in the metal trim that actually backs the seat, and you can see you got 2 holes there, so you can put racing harnesses in these seats if you want. These seats are going to be heated, but they're not going to be ventilated, so that's one difference that they took out of this vehicle. You can see the passenger seat here as well, and you can even see the rear seats. It's kind of dark, but you can see the rear seats a little bit. You got ambient lighting in this one as well. You got the touch bar that you guys are accustomed to. You still have a heated steering wheel, which is nice, and then the rotary shifter, wireless phone charger. You have a surround view camera, auto hold, and of course your parking sensors there. You got rain sensing windshield wipers. You're gonna have, of course, your automatic lighting, and then you can see some of the things down here. So you got your illumination for the gauge cluster, power tailgate, your electronic parking brake out there as well. So definitely got a lot of nice features in this car. I want to point out the door cards here because you can see, if my camera wants to focus, there you go, yeah, Alcantara that goes into the door card. Let me retract because that's also Alcantara, just so you guys know. The main portion of the seat's Alcantara, the outer portion is going to be leather. You've got your power folding mirrors, you got your power switch key here, your child locks, and then a Meridian audio system. If you notice, you're missing the power, if you notice, you're missing the memory seats here because, yeah, what are you going to memorize, you know? It's interesting that they did that, but track car. As far as other goodies that you're going to get in here, you're going to get highway driving assist and things like that, and I'm actually going to go over that in a little bit. For those who are curious, the car does have a sunroof. It retains it, okay? It's a wide sunroof, as Kia calls it, so it's not a standard size, but it's not a panoramic, so you're still going to have that as far as features. Other things that make this a little different, you've got GT here, but it's cool when the sun hits it, it's actually a carbon fiber print, which is really nice as far as performance goes. So let me know what you guys think of the interior. It's pretty nice. It's still technically forward. And then you can see here, you got USB-Cs, USB-A for the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's still tethered. It's not a wired system. And then you can see the manual passenger seat as well. So let me know what you guys think of this interior. So in the EV6 GT, you're going to have a slew of safety features and things like that. So you're going to have everything from your lane keeping assist, lane following assist, lane departure warning. You're going to have highway driving assist too. So not only can the car maintain position in the lane and obviously use the adaptive cruise control to maintain distance between you and a car in front of you, but if the car detects that it's safe to do so, it can also make lane changes for you, which is a really, really big deal. So cars are starting to move to more autonomous features. Kia is no different. They have that feature here on the EV6. They have it on the Telluride, etc. So they're definitely doing some things here. You're going to have automatic braking, blind spot detection, blind spot collision avoidance, rear cross traffic alert. I mean, you name it, this thing's got it. I do want to point out this one also has the heads-up display with augmented reality. So it can actually show you in the heads-up display which turn you're going to have to make by physically showing arrows as it appears in front of you on the road itself. It is absolutely insane. I love, love, love that feature. I actually wish they brought it to the 23 Tellurides, but unfortunately they didn't. But I do think that they're probably going to bring it to other Kia models in the future. So overall, you know, let me know what you guys think of this EV6 interior because it feels good. All the materials are fantastic. The Alcantara is such a nice performance touch, especially in the seats. So it prevents you from sliding around if you do decide to take this on a track. Because at the end of the day, this is actually a track-ready EV, which kind of sounds contradictory, but it is what it is. So let's talk power of this EV6 GT. It has 576 horsepower. It's got 545 foot-pounds of torque. It's all-wheel drive with an electronically adjustable limited slip differential, okay? In addition to that, it has a top speed of 161 miles an hour and it'll hit 60 in 3.4 seconds. This thing is a rocket. It's quick, it's fast, it's fun. Range tops out at around 206 miles for a full charge. So if you can get that, perfect. If not, it's okay, because we know you're going to put the pedal to the metal. So overall, it's a fast, fun vehicle. And so that's my walkthrough on the EV6 GT. I know it wasn't the most in-depth review, but it covers a lot of the things that make this car different from some of the other EV6s. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment down below, message me on Instagram, whatever have you. I go through a lot of these cars also on TikTok, so you can find me at the Kia King on TikTok. So if you guys like this comment, definitely subscribe and give a thumbs up, and click that bell so you get notifications every time I release new Kia content. So this is the Kia King, and I'm out.